Get ready for an unfair advantage over your competition. This is the Sales Edge podcast, where globally recognized sales expert and trainer Joe Peachy helps you sharpen your skills for booking more appointments and closing more deals. And now, here's your host, Joe Peachy.
Well, hey team, welcome back to the Sales Edge. This is podcast number 16, and we're excited to have you join us and come back, and we certainly appreciate your loyalty, and we also appreciate you sharing this podcast with your friends, your business associates. This is Joe Peachy of The Sales Edge, where we specialize in helping you just get better, get a competitive edge, be more proficient, more effective in your business, in your career, gain an unfair advantage over your competition. At the end of the day, getting in front of your target market, whether it's building a career, whether it's building a business, whether it's in the actual sales process. We just want to help you get in front of that person that gets to make the decision on whether or not to move forward with you. Today's topic is something that's very dear to my heart, something that I had to learn to do, quite frankly, and a lot of this came from my experience of 20 years coaching football, 10 years at the high school level, 10 years at the college level. It's systemizing everything we do. You know, just for your information, a system, the definition of a system, an ordered and comprehensive assemblance of facts, principles, and doctrines. Another definition is a coordinated set of methods and procedures. Another one is a group of interacting, interrelated, and interdependent elements forming the whole. And one more definition, an organized and coordinated method or procedure. Systems are important. And, you know, for you talented, charismatic people out there that just love to kind of make it up as you go, I will tell you that I'm going to give you some benefits of having a system. And I have a client, and I know she will not mind me using her name. She's actually our longest existing client. We've worked with her, my goodness, maybe 18 years. Lisa Bull, who owns Lechner & Associates, which is a high-level executive search company where she provides actuaries to high-level companies. She specializes in it. It is her niche. Lisa is a lot like my wife in her behavior style, extremely talented, extremely charismatic, but she is extremely disciplined. And so she asked me a question a few weeks ago, and she said, in a small company, how important is it to have a system? She further went on to say, how about people that are one or two people? Many times we look at big business and say, they've got to have a system with all the moving parts. But how about those small companies that don't have a lot of moving parts? Is a system important? And my answer to her was absolutely. You have to think in terms of your client, not yourself. And I think I'm going to give you some reasons why having a system of operation of everything you do, and I know I give you lists, and I love lists, because I think it's easy for you to follow. I think you can checklist this and you can write it down, and you can go back to this podcast and go, I missed number 3. Let me go back. And so I'm going to give you a list of why and what are the benefits. There's 10 benefits to having a systemized process or a system. Number 1, a system averts emotion. How many times have we made decisions on emotion only to find that emotion caused us to make the wrong decision? So here at Peachy & Peachy, I have a very systematic approach to all decision making. And it doesn't matter if it's a small decision or a large decision, because every decision you make has a ripple effect. So do you have a system of decision making? And systems, again, avert emotion. And, when I was a football coach, I used to get our players intense but not emotional, because emotion creates mistakes. Emotion is reactive. Systems are proactive. Number 2, a system averts reaction, just like I just said. How many times have we reacted to a word, an email, text, broken contract, a misspelled word? How many times have we reacted because we didn't have a system? I was on a coaching call with one of my clients from Melbourne, Florida, and she was in one of our boot camps where one of the participants said something to me, and she said, "Joe, you never reacted to it." She said, "What he said could have been taken offensively, and you sat there and you were quiet." And I said, "Because I have a system for response. I've had to create, because of the way I'm wired." Okay, I was raised in New Jersey, and sometimes when you're raised in New Jersey, you tend to become reactionary. And so I had to change the way I did things and went from reaction to response, but that's a system. I literally have a mental system in my brain for how, when something is said to me or something is presented to me, how I respond. Number 3, a system creates proactive behaviors. So instead of being on the defensive and making that sharp decision, I'm very proactive. Because again, I plug in to a system. The secret to a lot of success is hidden in your system. So let's go to number 4. A system, his is huge, for decision-making averts mistakes. I'm getting ready to speak to a big CEO group here in town, here in Orlando, Florida, and I'm going to be rolling out for them my decision-making processes, which is called my priority management system. I don't know about you, but I got sick and tired of making bad decisions. Have you ever made a bad decision? Have you ever made a bad decision and didn't know until X amount of dollars later? Have you ever made a decision only to find out, boy, that was the wrong decision. This cost me time. This cost me money. This cost me friendships. This cost me clients. This cost me whatever, because you didn't have a systematic approach. I make no decisions without my priority management system. I literally, when I'm confronted with anything, when somebody asks me, "Can you do this? Can you speak here? I literally have a mental framework by which I can see my priority management system, and I take that request and I slap it up against my priority management system so I can make an unemotional, non-reactive decision that allows me to respond and not react. And I can tell you, if I would have had this earlier in life, my career would have gone differently. A lot of the things I did would have been different. I can't change the past. I can only change. And in our last podcast where we talked about change, I can change the future. And by implementing a system, I can make better decisions. Now, how about this one? Number 5, a system determines why and how you do things before you do them. So by having a system, you literally will have the how am I going to do this? Why am I going to do this before you do them? It comes down to, right, we do a lot of training and we do a lot of our own lead generation, but, am I going to go to that networking event? How and why? Is this the best use of my time? I throw it into my priority management system, and I determine, is that 2 or 3 hours going to deliver the results I'm looking for? And so, again, this is all part of systemizing everything you do. Now, here's another one. I really love this one. A system can be taught. Whoa. You try to teach talent or charisma. You try to teach shooting from the hip, but you can teach a system. In fact, many of my clients, many companies I work with, whether it's in San Diego or in Portland or New York City or Orlando, Florida, or Dallas, and all of the places I travel, Moscow and Amsterdam, and all the places I've been, one of the prime things they ask me is, can you teach decision-making? Can you teach systemization? A system can be taught because a system is a methodology, okay? It's a practice. And so this is one of the reasons why systemizing really, really is important in your business and your personal life. Number 7, a system can be duplicated. Oh, wow. Whatever you cannot duplicate, you become a slave to. So when I go into companies and I install our sales system, it can replicate into their franchises. I'm working with a huge franchise that started in Tampa, has taken me to Wichita, has taken me to Little Rock, has taken me to Indianapolis, has taken me to South Carolina, has taken me all over the country, teaching the same system, and it's duplicatable, and it runs on its own without emotion. So it's really plug and play. It really has nothing to do with, and so I believe when hiring people, you hire discipline, you hire ambition, but you plug them into your set of skills, processes that your system has that can be trained. Now we're down to a system. Number 8, a system creates clarity. It's not random. Systemization, a lot of conflict, a lot of confusion, a lot of companies getting off the rails is because they lack clarity. People don't know where are we going, when do we want to get there, and why are we doing this? And for the people who are struggling to work with millennials, and I love millennials, I'll tell you why I love millennials. They want to know, why are we doing this? You see, they're asking a question that maybe my generation didn't ask. My generation just said, well, how much money do I make? And, what time is quitting time and all that kind of stuff. But the generation that's coming up now, the millennials with substance, they want to know, why does it work this way? Why are we doing this? What impact does this have on the community? And people who don't understand that has great value, if you know the why, you can teach the how. But so instead of getting upset with these people and the generation behind them, whoa, they're probably going to be even deeper asking questions. And so we have to be willing to understand that we've got to paint the picture of clarity. And the biggest part of clarity is, why are we doing this? And so I get asked, I have a training, how to attract and retain millennials. And one of the biggest things that millennials actually will stay with you longer than my generation did. Okay? They move less, but they're going to leave if they don't have a complete understanding of why this company, or why are we doing this. Millennials that are opening businesses now, that are becoming entrepreneurs, they want that clarity, and the key ingredient to clarity is why. Cynic did a whole talk on this at TED Talks. Powerful, very powerful. Let's go to number 9. A system allows you to be successful in lieu of talent. Whoa. I get to speak every once in a while for the National Football League. They have these business summits, and these are for those athletes that are transitioning. They're done with their career, or ready to be done with their career, and now it's time to move into a new world, a new profession, a new calling, so to speak. And so a lot of these gentlemen, extremely talented, and don't think they're not educated. They are. A lot of them, they did minimum 3 years of college. Some of them graduated. Some have gotten masters, some as far as PhDs. But a lot of times they relied on a tremendous amount of gifted talent. And so by helping them develop their system, by helping them, they can make a smoother transition. They can make that transition into a new career, owning a business, because there's a set of rules and regs. A system has all of the things I talked about. No emotion. It's not based on talent. It's not based on your 40 time. It's not based on your vertical jump, how you break on the ball, can you catch the ball. It's a set of processes and procedures. And number 10, a system creates laser focus. You know, focus is something that can carry the day, but without a system, focus can be so confusing. You know, here at Peachy and Peachy, we've created a system. It doesn't matter if somebody calls me. It doesn't matter if I make an outbound call. It doesn't matter how a lead is generated here at Peachy and Peachy. We never go from A to D. We put them into our system, our processes. In fact, my son was looking at our business the other day. He says, "Dad, you're closing the loop on your system." He said, you're generating leads 15 different ways. He says, you're capturing leads so many different ways. He says, your system is coming full circle. So when you look at your system, it should be creating magnificent focus. And if you have employees, if you have partners, your system can be the common denominator for singularly focused attention. Where you want to go, when you want to get there, and why you want to go there and get there. So now, if you take some time and put together a system, and you put this into your process, into your business, into what you do, you're going to find out that you're going to save time and money. Initially, it may cost you a little time and money, initially. But the benefits of a system, I can tell you right now that, a few years ago, Dawn, of course, is my wife, and she's my partner, and we have a complete system of how we do business. Well, about 5 years ago, Dawn got sick with mono. And so, except for maybe Facebook Live and she does Skype, LinkedIn training. She's ranked in the top 10 women on LinkedIn to follow. She's created an outbound methodology of lead generation. Well, because we could plug into the system, no one knew that she was in bed for a year and a half. Our business grew by 27% because our system took over. The system was the secret, not Joe's talent. The focus was already there. I didn't have to get more focus. I just had to exercise our system, which helped me determine which activities were more important and kept me working in the highest revenue-producing activities of our business. Some things didn't get done because they weren't that important in our system. So I want to ask yourself a question. Is your business or what you do systemized? Number 2. Is each department of your business or your career or your job systemized? And so what do you want to do that? So I invite you to send me any questions on this topic. You can email me at joe@piciandpici.com. Put in the tagline Sales Edge, and I will answer your questions. Whether you want me to do it on the air or privately, let me know. Thanks for coming. Thanks for being loyal and being a participant of Sales Edge. We're excited about the direction of this. We want to deliver great value to you. My phone number is 407-947-2590. Give me a call. Let's have a free cup of Joe. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you on our next podcast. Once again, this is the Sales Edge.
Thanks for listening. New episodes will air each Tuesday and Thursday, so make sure to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts and give us a 5-star review. The Sales Edge is sponsored by Peachy and Peachy Incorporated, a firm which provides training, consulting, and keynote presentations, empowering corporations and individuals to attract and retain quality clients for higher revenues and growth. Make more money in sales. Speak with Joe in person by calling 407-947-2590 or visit www.peachyandpeachy.com, spelled PICIAND, PICI.com.